What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. I figured I'd do this video today to do a review on Wrestlemania. Now, Wrestlemania just happened. I'll move my camera. There we go. Wrestlemania just happened, and I figured I'd do a review on it. I'm a big wrestling fan, but this one was rough. I first originally had high hopes for it. Then, as we got closer, my hopes for it went down. The match list of it was just really okay. A lot of the storylines, a lot of the build up just wasn't there for a good majority of the matches. Like, really, night one, really the only match that I was really looking forward to was the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I mean, which was the match of the night, I think. It really stole the show. It was really a great matchup. It was probably hands down one of the best tag team matches I really did ever see. It just showed how good the Usos really actually are and how good Kevin Owens could be and how great Sami Zayn could really be. And I mean, it was such a great matchup. The back and forth was there. Beatdowns were here and there. I mean, it was just such a good matchup. The second matchup of the night was definitely Charlotte versus Ripley. That one was a really great matchup. I feel it could have been, better given the level of wrestlers that you had in the ring, like the quality of wrestlers that you had in there. Both top of their game. I feel like it could have been just a tad bit better. Like they could have given it a little bit more, and it could have sent it to that next level. And I feel like that would have been such a perfect women's matchup. But it was a really great matchup for sure, that one. The disappointing matchup of the night was Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. I had higher hopes for that matchup just because, given the quality of wrestler Rey Mysterio really is, and how far Dominic has come. So that one was kind of the disappointing matchup of the night for sure. The rest of the matches were just they were just okay. There was nothing great. There's nothing amazing. Night two, better quality of matches. I mean, the one kind of match that was the surprise of the night was how good the Finn Balor Edge matchup was. I didn't really have high hopes for this matchup just because, I mean, we've really been seeing, these two going at it for so long. It kind of, for me, it just really lost its steam at this point, and I was kind of like, I'm not really into it. But I watched it. It was a great matchup. It was such a great matchup. The two matchups of the night for me, the biggest match, like the best matchup of the night for me, was no surprise that it was Gunther versus McIntyre versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. I figured Gunther would win this matchup just because the way that they're building him up as like the greatest Intercontinental champion, pretty much of all time, is what they really seem to be building him up to. So it really wasn't a surprise that he won. It was a great matchup, and it just took Gunther to that next level. Like, we knew he was good before. Now we know he's great. Like, he's gonna be IC champion for a long time. After that, I could see him being a world heavyweight champion. Like, he brought back the prestige. He brought back the, elegance of the Intercontinental title. Well, everything that he used to have back in the Macho Man days, and back then, you know, the Ultimate Warrior days, what the Intercontinental meant was, I mean, it was really seen as the top prize by a lot of people. And Gunther's really bringing the IC back to that point. So, I mean, that was a great matchup. It was a lot of great back and forth. That probably would take place as the second best triple threat matchup I've ever actually seen. It was so good. It was really that good. Um, you know, I mean, Roman Reigns matchup, it was a good matchup, but I've never really been a fan of the Roman Reigns matchups just because I guess just the predictability is always just there. I mean, he won again, which is a real bummer. I'm really sick of Roman Reigns being the champion again. Like, I'm to the point where I think I'm just gonna stop watching wrestling. I think I'm just gonna stop watching WWE and kind of switch the channel to AEW at this point, because it's just so boring. Like, it's just so, like, we get it. He's champion. I thought they would have done something different. I was hoping that, finally it's like, let's move on already. But they had such a great opportunity to do that, and then they didn't do it. So I thought it would be so good because the Usos lost. It would have been nice to see him lose as well. But I mean, that just kind of destroyed it for me. That took a pretty decent WrestleMania and it just put it in the toilet for me at that point. So I'm saying this WrestleMania overall was actually one of the worst WrestleManias, one of the most disappointing WrestleManias for sure. In reality, out of all the matches that you had three, no, scratch that. You had 2 to 3 really great matches, and Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, a really great matchup in Gunther. You had a decent matchup, and I mean decent, not great, but decent matchup in the Hell in the Cell matchup. So this just kind of takes it in the toilet. Out of a 10 out of 10, 10 being like the greatest WrestleMania of all time, 1 being the worst WrestleMania of all time, I'd give this one like a 2. Like, it was just terrible, man. I mean, it wasn't good. The match list wasn't that great. They kind of seemed like they threw a lot together, just kind of last minute. And yeah, that's the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all much, and we'll check the next one. So yeah.